the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Our game tonight featuring the New York Knicks as they go up against the Dallas Mavericks at their home, American Airlines Center. For Dallas, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. Should be an interesting evening. Two teams that like to slow things down a bit.
Ernie, you sound like a record that's going wrong.
Yeah.
Man, need to speed you up. Put that battery in your back.
What are some of the keys to running a really good half-court offense?
Why are you slowing me down, Ernie? Patience. Gotta have patience. Like you have to have the kind of patience that it takes to sit next to you and Shaq right now, while you guys are really making me feel uncomfortable with your slow motion manners.
Well, Ernie, he didn't answer the question.
Oh,
right.
My goodness.
You have to value each possession because you may not get a lot of them.
That's the fastest I've heard Shaq
Ernie,
speak.
Offensive rebounding can change a game.
Oh.
Excellent point.
Thank you, Ernie.
That's actually you need to speak like that more often.
Let's go courtside to Kevin
Harlan. I'm the only one in fast motion here.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the American Airlines Center. We're in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, all live on 2K Sports. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Dallas playing for the home crowd again tonight. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows, and in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
Yeah, and guys, it's difficult with the job that's ahead of them. Anytime a team gets into a funk like the one they're in, getting out of it is really difficult. They seem to be a little bit scattered to me here of late, and I like to see them just come up with a definite plan and stick to that script.
And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Clark, assess the center position right now in the NBA. And I'm talking about elite centers and their place in the game.
Well, the center position has changed, Kevin. You don't have a lot of back-to-the-basket centers anymore. More of the big guys are stepping out and are more like stretch fours than traditional big guys. What you have in the center position now typically are rebounders and rim protectors. Not many dominant scorers on the low block.
So Dallas will get the first possession. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. Thomas is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Lee. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Jack in at the one spot. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Good on the three-point shot. Porzingis has got his first 3 points of the game.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the three like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
Jack passes to Kanter. On the wing, Lee. There's a screen by Kanter. Shot off the pick. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
Free throw good, Smith.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
Smith hits them both.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Over in the corner, Matthews. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Porzingis.
Boy, Wesley Matthews brings a ton of energy, and I love that. Solid at putting the defense in a pickle and then forcing the contact to draw the foul.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
Both free throws good from Matthews.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter. A long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
Doubled by Smith. Jack with it. Now Smith defending. No good from Lee. Dallas has come out of the gates quickly. It's a three-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yep, and that's not a winning performance. I mean, you got to tighten up the defense moving forward if you're going to get some W's.
Here's Thomas. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Outside for Thomas. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
He could have forced a tough inside shot, but made a terrific kick out to find the open jumper instead.
And that one's good, Barnes.
And this is how you want to start the ball game. 4 for 4 from the field. Seems like they're right on point and can't miss.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Jack kicks to Porzingis. Got a piece of it. Looking for Lee, gets it there. Thomas a screen. Back to Porzingis. The tray. Rebound by Smith. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Thomas with the block.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
No good from Jack. Mavericks leading by 5. Here's Barnes. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Porzingis. Knicks have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Jack with it. Now Smith defending. Jack passes to Porzingis. That doesn't go either for Porzingis.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
They grab their own miss. Count it.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Knicks trail by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Knicks.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Outside Jack. Pass to Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Shot by Jack. Wide open.
Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
Yeah, I love the mentality getting inside. I mean, they've been bottled up in there, but when you attack the paint, generally good things are going to happen for you.
Now, here's Thomas. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Here's Cantor. Out to the right wing. And stolen by Barnes. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Here's Nowitzki, and the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Nowitzki's got his first points of the night.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, nowhere near at their best throughout the course of that game. A scrappy performance, but in the end, just not enough.
Yeah, a lot of character on display, a lot of guts. You're right. Even as shaky as they were, I would guess they felt they let one get away from them.
While we have a chance, how about the numbers for Enes Kanter? 4th in field goal percentage, 11th in rebounding, and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And yeah, he's such an efficient scorer, understands the offense, moves without the ball so well. That's why he's top 5 in field goal percentage.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And so it's New York with it. The Mavericks making the shot. Lee outside, looking to end the drought. They get it back. Cantor lays it up and banks it in.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
That's tipped, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. And we've got a chance now to get caught up on how the standings are looking in the West as we make the push through midseason. Take a look at the Warriors. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And checking out Dallas. They're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference now.
And you know, for the Mavericks, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
lets it go from deep. The Knicks pull it in. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
Well, you know, both of these teams know and understand when they face off, it's a very winnable game for either one of them.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now, taking them to the woodshed, super aggressive and owning the paint.
Knicks trail by 12. Doubled by Smith. The wide open look here for Porzingis. A three-pointer off the mark.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Barnes, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Barnes has got 12 in the game. Jack dishes to Cantor. Outside Thomas. Tries a 3. The shot, no good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Goes back up. And the layup is good. He's got 6.
Already, they've piled up 8 second chance points.
Feasting on those backboards. I love that physicality.
Tries again. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession. And we should take this time now to show you the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These teams have been outstanding on the offensive glass this season. Number 1, the Knicks.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
And that one is good.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Ultra impressive, guys. Caught them off guard, and they've taken the momentum in this game now.
Shots good by Lee.
Yeah, and he's connecting on a lot of his shots here, shooting a high percentage from the field, really giving his team a boost.
Wesley Matthews again.
Man, nice to watch Matthews rise up with confidence, Kevin. Superb at getting good position close to the rim.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Barnes kept alive. Here's Smith. Here's Nowitzki. And finally they hit one. Nowitzki's got 8 points.
Yeah, second chance points, a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Well, guys, nobody's boxing out. I mean, I could go out there and get an offensive rebound. They're just watching. And if you're the coaching staff, that's unacceptable.
New York calls timeout. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Knicks trail by 20. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Shoots the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And here are the Knicks now. Here's Ntilikina, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Oh, Quinn can't hit.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. And you know, Harrison Barnes, guys, actually asked to become more of an isolation go-to scorer in Dallas. And you remember at Golden State, he kind of struggled in that role, but he's shown so much more confidence and comfort in creating his own shot this time around. I think he's embraced that role well.
Two shots.
That's good from Barnes. And the knock on Harrison Barnes was that he lacked the ball handling and fluidity to create off the bounce.
And, you know, Barnes, to his credit, didn't deny it. I mean, instead, he went to work. He's focused on staying low and studied guys like Paul Pierce, learning how to get to his spots.
Barnes hits them both.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the line.
A big disparity in the free throws, and that's been a big boost to their offense.
Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Tell you what, the size and height Ntilikina possesses helps him here, clearly, especially on these and-one opportunities.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Mavericks.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
One shot.
And that one falls for Ntilikina. And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling in all the time that I've watched the NBA. I mean, this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard. LeBron James, because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second, but Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Good.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's McDermott. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. And stolen by Barnes. Lays it up and banks it in. Barnes has got 18 points in the game.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
Mavericks leading by 17. Barea kicks to Powell. Back to Barea. Nowitzki outside. Fires for three. And that's a foul called on Yogi Ferrell. That's his first foul. Knicks trail by 17. Beasley outside. Tries a three. And again, New York with the triple.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Ferrell kicks to Powell. Barnes left side. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Barnes has got 20 points.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Beasley outside. Picked by O'Quinn. It's stolen by Barea. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go.
That's a great get it. What a throwdown there, man. Man, I like seeing Barnes whip out the big-time dunks, boy. I tell you, a high-flying forward who knows how to throw it down.
Here's Ntilikina. Picked by O'Quinn. High, arcing shot. Ntilikina can't hit.
Well executed, great rhythm.
Barnes is a problem in these fast break situations, Kevin. I mean, he's got strength, he's got skill, and he's got excellent speed.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. The shot's good from Ntilikina.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
And it's Nowitzki missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Pass to O'Quinn. He feeds it to McDermott. And the three off target. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Mavericks ahead, leading by 17. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Mavericks team out there.
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yep, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
Here are the five New York has to start here in the second. You've got Ntilikina. Beasley is out there with Doug McDermott. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. McDermott with it. Guarded now by Barnes. There's the triple. Offensive rebound. O'Quinn. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Here's Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
Boy, strength and body control on display there from Barnes. I would tell you what, he's got a competitive spirit to him. He doesn't want any defender to get the better of him.
Here's Ntilikina, following the score by Dallas. From beyond the arc, Mejri with the rebound.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
Here's Barnes. The Knicks pull it in. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
He just never looks comfortable when he's that far away from the basket.
Here's Farrell. The shot misses. Excellent D there from Beasley. Now here's McDermott, covered by Barnes. McDermott passes to O'Quinn. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Ntilikina. Misses the three. Mavericks leading by 19. Farrell kicks to Barnes. Shoots over McDermott, and that one's good. Barnes has got 4 this quarter.
Like his mid-range game, Barnes incredibly lethal from the mid-range. When he's got room to shoot, he doesn't hesitate.
And finished off by McDermott.
And I love the fact that he didn't have to slow down or adjust there. The pass was just timed perfectly.
Here's Barea. It's not going to go for him. So New York will take it the other way. Tries from 16. Nope, not that time. Nothing for two from the field. That's tipped. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Lays it up off the glass.
Hard not to commend the confidence of Barea. For a point guard, he's an excellent scorer, particularly inside.
New York calls timeout. And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
A different look for Dallas. Matthews comes in for Harrison Barnes. And Devin Harris is subbed in for J.J. Barea. Jack with it, picked up by Harris. Drills it from outside. Ntilikina's got 9 points.
Man, good to see Ntilikina square up from deep. Has the size and touch needed to knock home these threes.
Knicks trail by 20. Outside Jack, over to the left wing. McDermott, no one around him, and a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 3 assists in the game. Matthews, no good. For New York, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark, 4 of 9 all told. Hits the three-point bomb.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Jack after Wesley Matthews score, and Jack kicks to Porzingis. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. And we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Barnes.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Mavericks leading by 16. Farrell passes to Matthews. Drops in the tray. He's got 13.
Remarkable poise from Wesley Matthews. Looks like he's very comfortable shooting as soon as that ball hits his hands.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Matthews goes in. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Ntilikina. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, I tell you what, nice work offensively. Jack making the right read there.
Here's Matthews. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Knicks trail by 17. On its way from McDermott for 2. It's rebounded by Dallas. Howell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Matthews. From 13 feet, it goes down. Matthews has got 9 points now in the quarter.
And Matthews unafraid to let it fly from the mid-range now. A consistent score from this area of the floor.
Oh, Quinn can't hit.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Pulls up from the corner. And again, Wesley Matthews. Matthews has got 17 now.
Well, I like the first quarter he had. And I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
Porzingis with a screen on Harris. Kick by O'Quinn. Outside, Porzingis. He kicks it to O'Quinn. 6 to shoot. Here's Ntilikina. New York, no good that time either.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And so here is New York, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. The shot, no good.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Elbow. 2.
And you take a look at Clark Dwight Powell, 6'11", 240 pounds. Do you see him as more of a power forward or as a center?
I think he's kind of a tweener, Kevin. I mean, he's a guy that I think can play both spots. He's got more of a power forward's body, but kind of a center's game. I mean, if he can develop that jump shot, I think his best niche would be as a face-up 4-man.
And the first one drops.
The length and mobility of Powell is really impressive. He's a solid big guy who I think continues just to get better at both ends.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Cantor, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Thomas comes in for McDermott. And it's Lee in for Ntilikina. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, you know, the Mavericks are looking to refresh the roster with some younger players, kind of interject some youth into that roster. And Dwight Powell, an athletic big man, is making a case as being a key part of that youth movement.
And so it's Dallas with it. Matthews dishes to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
A difficult situation for New York. And Powell has toyed with the three-point shot, Clark, but has yet to convert at a high rate from out there.
And you know what, Kevin, at this point, if he's finishing around the rim, I think that's most effective. 6'11" with pretty good leaping ability. I mean, he can punch it on you with ease.
The shot, no good. Excellent D from Cantor. Knicks trail by 21. Outside Jack. And that one hits back iron. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Clark, a lot of former players had a specific instance when they knew they were special, the way they played the game of basketball. Did you ever have a moment like that where you realized that you could make it as a player?
Yeah, there was a time when that became more realistic to me, Kevin. And I grew up in Cleveland, and during the summers, a lot of the Cleveland Cavaliers would stay in the area and play pickup basketball to stay in shape. And I got a chance to bump heads with a lot of those guys, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow, Austin Carr, Bingo Smith, Mike Mitchell. And I was only 15, 16 years old. And while those guys were going at half speed, it gave me the encouragement that I might be able to get to where they were if I continued to work hard and stay healthy. So at 15 or 16, during one of those summers, I began to realize that I might have a chance to realize the dream of being an NBAer.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Good on the second free throw. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Now here's Lee. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Miami. Jack's shot is good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Matthews, good. And Harris gets the assist. 19 points for Wesley Matthews.
He's been on the roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
And Jack kicks to Cantor. Right side, Thomas. Outside, Porzingis. It's good from long range. Porzingis has got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Chalk up 2 there.
Tell you what, Kevin, and when Matthews is in the zone, he's as fun to watch as anybody. A clever, smart player who can score from anywhere in bunches.
Well, go ahead then and just hammer it home, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
Well, he doesn't count on elevation or hang time, that's for sure, but he can still get it in the basket.
Here's Harris. Knicks with the rebound. Thomas gets a wide open look. Matthews with the rebound.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Now, here is Smith. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Chicago.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well. Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
For New York, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
One shot.
And we just had one of the closer MVP races in recent memory. Clark, do you define the MVP as a player with the most impressive stats, or the best player on the best team, or somewhere in between?
Kevin, to me, the MVP is an individual award. Clearly, we play a team game in the NBA, and a team's performance is part of that, but it's a small part of it to me. An MVP performance is one that not only has consistent, high-level statistical production, influences winning at a good rate, but also stands out in the magnitude of the moments this player has over the course of the season. Those two things drive the needle for me as an MVP voter if I had such a vote.
And so here is New York, the Mavericks making the shot. And here's Porzingis for a 3. No good, he missed it. Brings him to 3 for 8 this game. Here's Nowitzki. That doesn't go either for Nowitzki.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Jack passes to Porzingis. Count the basket. Porzingis has got 11.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
The Knicks pull it in. Courtney Lee is on the wing, guarded by Harris. Mavericks leading by 16. Matthews into the lane, uses the glass to finish the layup. Matthews has got 23 points.
And Matthews is just vicious on the drive, solid and sprinting all the way inside for the layup. You don't see guys do that as much. They're running to that three-point line. Matthews right to the rack. Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot, clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks, and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And Wes Matthews, known as a two-way player. Clark, which aspect stands out to you the most? His offense or his defensive game?
Well, I think it's his offensive game from the standpoint of making the three-point shot. He's become a laser out there, and defensively very competitive, takes the challenge. He's rugged and tough and plays with the edge of a guy who wasn't drafted. Offensively, he can post you up a little bit too.
I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and
He truly is what I'd call a culture builder.
That one drops for him. 8 points for him.
And, you know, Barea is a capable floor general. Very good at setting the table for his teammates.
Cantor sets the pick for Jack. Floats one. 6 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Cantor, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Barnes, he's checked in for Matthews. And a switcher also for New York. Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Porzingis. Just 3 to shoot. Drains the three-pointer.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Inside, Barnes dishes to Nowitzki. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That one is on Beasley.
Nowitzki's so good at filling out the defense and forcing them to foul him.
And Dirk Nowitzki, what a career. 6th all-time in NBA scoring.
This season, he'll have a chance to pass the great Wilt Chamberlain for 5th on the list. And when you talk about points scored with a single team, well, he's second only to Kobe Bryant, the Mamba.
And that one falls for Nowitzki.
Boy, you gotta love Nowitzki. As unique a player as you'll ever see, a towering 7-footer who is as good as it gets at making all kinds of jump shots.
Both free throws good from Nowitzki.
You know, Nowitzki, who's been a Hall of Fame player throughout his career, had an Achilles injury last year, and there was some question as to whether or not he would retire. Nice to see him back in action for one more season.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki. There's 21 seconds left in the first half. It's picked off. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Man, like how strong Nowitzki goes up with it there. I mean, when he's this close, he's not trying to lay it up, fellas. He's punching that thing.
And here is Jack. And Nowitzki with a clear path to the basket. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Mavericks ahead, opening up a huge gap. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a big first half for you offensively. How did you get loose?
My teammates just been fine to me. I've just been trying to just run hard, make good backdoor cuts, run it in transition, and they've been giving me good looks.
You have not stopped moving at all, and it's led to good results. Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Thanks for joining us. And boy, a pumped-up home crowd is behind us right now. Harrison Barnes led the way in the first half. He ended up with 28 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, they're winning all the 50-50 offensive boards. The rebound goes up. Everybody goes to get it, but only one person's coming down with it. And that's the guy with the extra effort, and it's been them tonight. That's why it's a blowout. These second chance opportunities, and they made the most of them.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
The skyline of Dallas illuminating the night sky as we welcome you back to the Lone Star State. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. And Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
And as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Matthews and Barnes, they're the wings. Then there's Nowitzki. Then it's Smith. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. It's stolen by Smith. Now the Mavericks moving it up for the finish. And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Kevin, how do you want it? Nowitzki can give it to you inside, outside, in between, off the dribble. I think that covers it all, doesn't it?
And for the Knicks, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Cantor with a screen on Smith. And Jack, here we go. He dishes it to Cantor. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
2 shots.
That's good from Cantor. And Cantor drops them both. Dallas shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Baseline J on the way, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Porzingis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Outside Jack, the tray. The second chance effort. The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got 12.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now here's Thomas, following the miss by Wesley Matthews. And Jack kicks to Porzingis over Nowitzki. Bank shot, no good. Mavericks leading by 22. Matthews, no one around him. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. And that's now 29 points for Wesley Matthews. Tipped away. Cantor, the pass to Jack. And Thomas has it in the corner. Bangs home the trifecta. 8 points for him.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Matthews, no good. Knicks have gone 2 of 5, shooting here in the third quarter. Over in the corner, Lee. Jack with it. Now Smith defending. Outside Thomas. Thomas, a screen on Matthews. No good from Lee. Dallas with the ball. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That will complete this 4-game homestand. And here's Matthews for the 3. Buries it from three-point range. Matthews has got 5 points in the quarter.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And they've been very loose with the ball here. They haven't been as patient, forcing things a bit, which has led to turnovers. They need to just slow down and relax.
And New York making a change here. Ntilikina's checked in. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Knicks.
Well, they haven't really been strong enough inside. I mean, they haven't been a force or aggressive with getting those good quality looks in the paint. And I think the one-dimensionality of their offense is going to continue to be an issue because the defense isn't having to worry about clogging the lane or defending down low.
And the Knicks miss again. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Matthews with the basket on the assist by Smith. 34 points for Wesley Matthews. New York's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. To halt the run, Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got his third rebound tonight. Matthews goes in. Here's Smith, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And let's take a second to recognize the rookies who have been doing a terrific job distributing the basketball this past month. Well, you look at Ntilikina, top 5 in the NBA, and his teammates love him.
And he's been setting the table beautifully. I mean, that'll keep his veteran teammates really happy.
Greg, he's a fantastic facilitator. I mean, just makes everyone around him better with the willingness to play unselfishly. Well, it's been a great month for him.
Cantor's shot is off. The Mavericks have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And that's now 24 points for Nowitzki. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Yeah, I like the feel Ntilikina showed there. I mean, nice sense of where he was and what was available.
The three from Barnes. Here's Matthews. Nowitzki in the post. He's against Cantor. Basket good.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Outside, Porzingis. Thomas with the ball. He's got 8. From deep. Drains it from beyond the arc. Thomas got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Knicks. Matthews left side. The Knicks pull it in. And a wide open look for Lee. Offensive rebound. That one no good. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Here's Barnes. Second shot opportunity. And the layup good by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 28 points for the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they had.
Barnes against Thomas. A second chance effort, and it's good on the layup. He's got 10.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Ntilikina, 11 points in the game. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Sinks the triple. Porzingis has got 14 points for the game.
There you go. That's the stroke we saw in the first half.
Nice D from Porzingis. The Knicks shooting the ball at 42%. Some nice passing by New York here. That doesn't go either for Porzingis. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Barnes. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against New York.
Man, you got to appreciate the overall game of Barnes. He's efficient as a scorer and also works hard at the defensive end.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Mavericks.
The mid-range that you've seen from them about as good as it gets, and there has not been a drop-off in the second half.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
2.
And the first one drops.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
No good on the second free throw. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
4 on the shot clock. Here's McDermott. Got a piece of it. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Barnes got the ball. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Porzingis.
Barnes, because of his size and ball skills, tough to guard on the drive. I mean, once he takes off towards the rack, he puts the defense in a hard spot.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And take a look at what he's been able to do at the free throw line. 82% more than acceptable.
Guys, he's slightly fallen off his pace from a year ago at the line, and those points from the stripe have been a little harder to come by.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Beasley's checked in for New York. And good on the second, so he makes them both. New York shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Picked by O'Quinn. There's the dish to Beasley. McDermott for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. McDermott's got 11 points.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Here's Beasley. The Mavericks making the shot. Down low, here's O'Quinn. Lays it up off the glass. O'Quinn's got his second basket.
Boy, I like seeing the ball get to that spot. It doesn't get much better than that.
Here's Barnes, and the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they have the advantage, a big one in second chance points. Those extra possessions really help an offense, and it demoralizes the defense. Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Powell, that's good.
Boy, when he's in rhythm, he's a threat to score from here. Gotta D up Powell from the mid-range.
Dishes it to McDermott. That's tipped. Barnes outside. Shoots over McDermott. They get it back. Powell, that's good. Powell's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Guys, they're just getting outworked. I mean, plain and simple. It's got to be more of a collective effort to secure that backboard.
Yeah, and when you take a look at the stat sheet, they've got to do something to cut down on these second chance points. Box out and get to the defensive board.
The tray. Ntilikina can't hit. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Shoots from the baseline. Powell controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Barea. The pass to Beasley. Here's Ntilikina. Picked by O'Quinn. Ntilikina can't hit.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
That's his second personal foul, third team foul.
Here's Powell. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That one is on Beasley.
And Powell, with that long body of his, does a nice job going at the defense and forcing them to foul.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
Two shots.
And he can't get the first one. Jarrett Jack is checked in for Ntilikina. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Barea against Jack, and that's a foul. Called on Dwight Powell. That is his first foul of the game. Now here is Jack. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Passes it to McDermott. Beasley outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Harrison Barnes. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. Putting up about 18 points per, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Take a break. Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
New York shooting for the game at 42%. .156 left in the third quarter of the game. Left side, Jack. It's stolen by Barea. Here's Mejri. And Dallas again with the bucket.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
And so here is New York. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. Jack's shot is good.
Jack has been an erratic three-point shooter over his career, making good there, though.
Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Beasley's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Beasley the screen. Inside, O'Quinn. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. O'Quinn's got 8 points.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him. Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Jack dishes to Beasley. Picked by O'Quinn. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. New York shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Shooting two.
Free throw, good, Beasley. Harris is checked in for the Mavericks. And both free throws good for Beasley.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
And Jack kicks to Beasley. The feed to O'Quinn. And O'Quinn slams it in.
And this guy, to me, embodies determination. Small at his position, but he still gets... Oh, I love that. Yes, indeedy. And, you know, Barnes is a versatile scoring forward who we've seen him heat up quickly, and he's capable of doing that.
That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Jack against Barea. Beasley left side. Harrison Barnes getting it done for Dallas. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. We'll return shortly. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, if we get a stop and a running opportunity, keep it going. The tempo's really good. Keep pushing the ball.
Rick Carlisle, wanting to make this a track meet, feels that may favor his team right now.
Well, he knows they have some momentum, and he wants to step on the gas pedal here because he knows how quickly that momentum can shift.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn out there with Beasley. Then it's McDermott. Then there's Ramon Sessions. Here's Beasley, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And, you know, we can't measure Hart. I mean, he's not as big as the other power forwards, but his jumping ability and mindset is incredible. This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Here's Sessions. The shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Here's Motley. No good from outside.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Kicks it to McDermott. He tries for three. The Mavericks pull it in. Harris has got his third rebound tonight. Here's Motley. Misses the three. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Beasley. Feeds to Sessions. And referee play review is something that is still relatively new in the NBA. Clark, do you think it should be expanded?
I think we should continue to modify and refine it and be careful to not look to overdo it. But we also want to make sure we're using it productively and prudently. So modify it, refine it, evaluate it each year, and try to make really good use of it in the areas where it can be most effective in enhancing the calls that are made in the game.
That's good from Beasley. Dallas making a switch here. Nick Roberts is checked in. Then for the Knicks, Hernan Gomez comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Noah in for Doug McDermott. So he gets them both. The Mavericks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And the basket good by Mejri.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it.
Pass to Sessions. They swipe it. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Mejri. Kept alive. The Knicks shooting 43% from the floor. The dish to Sessions. Noah, the pass to Sessions. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Motley. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Noah kicks to Beasley. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. With the versatility of modern players and the switching that goes on in defensive schemes, Clark, are traditional NBA positions meaning less and less in the game now?
I think we're finding that more teams are playing close to positionless basketball in many ways. So positions aren't nearly as important as skill sets with your 5 players on the floor. I think that's what you look at when you field your team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Good on both. Dallas has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And too long on the shot.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Michael Beasley taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops in for Beasley. And Clark, we know that players are evaluated in a historical perspective, largely by how many rings they have. Do you think that's a fair way to evaluate things?
I don't think you can solely evaluate an individual player in a team sport by the number of rings he's been able to win. Clearly, it can be part of the criteria, especially if you're talking about great players who have had similar careers. It can be a differentiator. But to me, it doesn't necessarily carry the weight that some people like to give it in evaluating players. Individual performance over time is what, to me, marks the hallmark of a player worthy of Hall of Fame consideration or being talked about being one of the greats in the game.
Beasley sets a screen for Sessions. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
Mick Roberts misses. For New York, they've gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Poked away. Beasley. The half-court bomb falls off target. Goes up, throws down the breakaway jam.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Harris on the double team. Now Noah. Plenty of space. The Mavericks pull it in. Mejri's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Harris. A second chance effort, and the layup is good. Mejri's got 20 points. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Sessions. And so here is New York. The rebound by McRoberts.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Hits it from three-point range. And here are the Knicks now. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Noah. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And Clark, the topic of the need for league parity is something that's come up the last few years. Is that necessary for a healthy NBA?
I don't think so, Kevin. I mean, you can have it both ways. You can have tremendous popularity and success when you have a dominant team or 2 or 3. And you can also have it when there's great competitive balance. Currently, we have a circumstance and situation where the league is top-heavy in terms of championship contenders. But that won't last forever. And there will be a graduating back to a more competitive balance in time. So I think you enjoy the ride for what it is in the season and seasons that you have, whichever side of that coin you have.
And New York making a change here. Thomas is checked in. And the second free throw, good.
And how about that quiet confidence with which Noah plays? A long, skilled defender who also chips in occasionally on the offensive end. Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
Thomas, no good. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Yogi Ferrell's checked in for Dallas. New York's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Clark, we have seen an influx of players who function as point forwards for their team. How difficult is that to deal with as a defender?
I think it's really hard. I think it just speaks to the versatility of a player. If a guy has forward size but point guard skills, then I think that makes him more valuable to his team and more difficult to defend because he can start offense, not just for himself, but for his team. And that puts your defense in a little bit of a quandary as to how you're going to deal with that kind of versatility in terms of scoring and playmaking.
There's the triple. No good on the shot. And it's Dallas the other way. Baseline J on the way. That's good on the jump shot.
He's just able to shoot over people at a high rate.
And you were a good defender, Greg, so you tell me, how do you guard that? I mean, the height, the soft release, not a lot you can do against that combination.
Sessions dishes to Beasley. Noah the screen. Back to Sessions. Just 4 to shoot. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Outside Thomas. He tries for 3, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas. And here are the Mavericks now. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game, now 6 for 10.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Thomas got 12 points here in the second half.
And he's caught fire from long range here in the second half.
Slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Pulls it up. Thomas with another miss.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Dishes it to Beasley. Clark, we've seen the bench celebration become almost an art form in the NBA over the past few seasons. Are you surprised this is a thing now?
Not at all. Again, when everything is captured and documented, and then you're going to have creativity and attention-grabbing celebration. So it's just part of the landscape.
One shot.
And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. J.J. Barea checked in for Harris. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for New York. Out to the wing. Outside Thomas. Beasley kicks to Sessions. 4 on the clock. For the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Beasley with the rebound. New York shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Swiped it away. Now the Mavericks moving it up. From about 16, drained for 2 points.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
He feeds it to Sessions. Well, the commissioner recently said the NBA will review, Clark, the one and done rule for college players. Any idea how that will change, if it will at all?
You know what? I'm not sure, Kevin. Quite honestly, when this rule was instituted about 10 years ago now, 10 or 11 years ago, I thought it would be good. I felt 1 year of college, if a guy was fully invested in that experience, would be better than no years. But I also understand college is not for everybody. And I'm actually of the mindset now that you should be allowed to leave right out of high school if you so choose. But if you do go to college, I would like there be a rule in place that there's a commitment to 2 years. I just think that would benefit all involved, the players, the universities, and I think the NBA would get a more mature and an NBA-ready prospect. That being said, I think we're going to end up, kind of where we are right now. I don't know if anything is going to change in the near future.
And not sure what he was thinking there. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. That one goes. Count it.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket. And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Beasley outside. To the left side wing. Picked by O'Quinn. Double team on Thomas. To the paint. The Mavericks pull it in. Nick Roberts has got his third rebound tonight.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Mavericks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. So I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Nowitzki.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
It's Beasley on the wing. Again, the miss by Beasley. And the Mavericks call time here. They lead. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
Know what I mean? When the world turned back on me, I was up against the wall. I had no foundation, no friends in the family to catch my fall. Running on that day, there was nothing left in me but doubt. Picked up a pen and I wrote my way out.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
I don't know if they expected him to have this much of an impact, but the timing couldn't have been better. They had dropped 2 straight leading into this one and did not want to lose 3 in a row. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum. I tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it, and that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
Timeout. Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
And the Mavericks call time here. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
Barea. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, great night for you. How did it all come together?
My team's doing a great job of getting me open, and our guards are finding me, and I'm just putting the ball in the basket when I can.
You were open and available all night, Wesley. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.